Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Real News Extra. My name is Fred, and joining me today is Jennifer Felten, the principal and founder of RELAW APC.
Hello.
Hi, Jennifer. Could you please talk a little bit about California's AB 2004 law and how does it relate in regards to recordings? What does it allow as far as recordings?
Right. So one of the things that has been happening in real estate is a move towards technology.
Right.
And so traditionally, real estate documents have been recorded in paper format with paper notarization, right? In-person meetings between consumers and a notary to sign documents, which are then ultimately transmitted to the recorder's office for recording. As technology has advanced, less and less paper is going through the system, and even today, a firm like ours can take a document. It's still today a paper document that's hand notarized, but we scan it in and record it, and that paper never goes to the recorder's office.
Right.
So this is the evolution of that system. And what's happening is, though California notaries are currently not allowed to do it, in other states, almost every other state, remote notarization is allowed, where a notary and a consumer don't ever get together in person, right? It's all done electronically.
Okay.
And an electronic document is created, so no physical paper is even created. Because of the limitations of California's recording system, those documents have to be converted to paper before we can record them in California. So this law allows a title company or anybody who's approved to certify that the thing they printed out is an original of the remotely notarized electronic document, so that it can be scanned in and recorded under California law. So we're taking technology and where we're going with it and still trying to adapt it to the real world systems that we're working with.
So how does this law coincide with all the other laws going on in regards to the notarization throughout the country?
Right. So it really goes to where we're going with technology, which is getting rid of paper and having things done in a more electronic way. So unlike California, which is still very paper driven in our both notarization and recording systems, in other states, you can electronically meet with a notary, electronically sign a document, and electronically record that document, right? So it's all done in a back-end electronic system.
Okay.
The laws are evolving, and consumer preference and risk mitigation are all evolving to go there. We are too as a state, but in this area we're still concerned, and for good reason. California does so much more real estate transacting than every other state.
Right.
And unfortunately, we're the fraud capital of the world when it comes to real estate fraud as well because of that, right? And so our systems are still using a lot of old world technology to try and manage risk. And we're going to have to figure out how to use technology to manage risk, because that's where things are going. And so remote notarization and electronic document and recording are coming, but we're doing it in phases. And so this is just a step in that process.
So what are some of the risks and some of the opportunities
Right.
to do recording with all the advancing technologies?
Right. So, I mean, we're already in a very high risk environment in the real world, because most documents are not actually walking physically into the recorder's office today.
Right.
Title companies and lawyers and other approved vendors, the governmental agencies, are all recording documents without those originals ever getting to the recorder's office. We've built systems to try and manage, right? We had to get insurance, we had to get bonded, we have to certify, and we have to be trustworthy in order to do this.
Right.
All the different vendors in this space are like that, but that means there's risk, right? If we're going to be using electronic notaries, there's risk of a fraudulent notary. If we're using electronic documents, there's risk of a fraudulent document, right? And so all of those risks need to be managed on top of the speed of business, which is growing quicker and quicker, and the expectations of society. And there are things that technology can do to manage and control that paper can't do, right? People worry about electronic signatures and like someone could sign for someone else. Well, someone could sign for someone else on a piece of paper too.
We've seen it happen.
We've seen it happen,
Yes.
right? So, and if I'm in a situation where someone's questioning the validity of a signature, if I'm on paper, right, and it's a manual signature, my solution to trying to solve that problem is a handwriting expert, right? That's
Right.
how we try to determine whether a signature is valid or not.
Right.
Which means we're competing experts over whether that signature really is that person. With technology, with like a DocuSign document, there's all kinds of metadata that's in there relative to that document that can tell me where it happened, when it happened. It can't tell me who did it.
Right.
I'm still not sure, but a lot more data points than I would have with a live signature. So we want technology and the tools it can bring to fraud avoidance, but without the risks. That's what we want, right?
Yes.
We're not there yet, technology-wise, but that's where we're trying to get to. And so technology is great in some ways, but there's limitations that we haven't been able to manage yet that we're still working through.
Right. Thank you. And thank you for watching this episode of the Real News Extra. If you're enjoying this content, please click on like or subscribe and click that little bell for notifications. My name is Fred. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.